for the app itself. And then we're going to get additional investment, depending on where the existing power we need investment of private refrigerator truck, where it stores another equipment to produce the items that we need. So our thought process is to pilot this entire system at a smaller, lower security government or corporate account. One of the big things we thought of teaching exercises. So our thought process is to pilot this entire system at a smaller, lower security government or corporate account. High demand for us to implement this into a place where we're actually pilot it out and where we're actually put it in play. So we need an app developed and try it out and for the use prior to launching. We would need a refrigerator truck, as we talked about, especially if we got to do delivering at different locations outside of the main building. So we would need to add it to my overscheduling orders. Lawrence Pro would have to operate separately from the rest of the operations. So it could be like, okay, we need 20 sandwiches from the deli. We need this from it has to be its own end. Refuel to make this operate properly. Of course, like I said, we need to make sure that we adhere to our standards. And so make sure we have standards and again operate out of the central application. So this would be definitely a separate thoughts on this would be separate entity from the everyday operation. Thank you, and this is something that we think that we can try to top out down and increase my time. Thank you for your time.
So I wanted to ask the jury members, does anybody in the room have any questions in regards to Lunch Pro, the subscription service? Yes. So you say it has to operate out of a centralized kitchen. Is that does each unit that, like in this area, there are several different units. Would each unit have its own kitchen, or is it like one? You are working off of a refrigerated truck or like a food truck, and then you go around and deliver?
The way we initially thought this was kind of, if you have a freight, we have a freight. There's both agencies, both deliver commissary style. They produce in one location and deliver off the other location. And the CIA state delivered from the train to now it does. So there is a kind of structure around how to train that out. Some people are easy to be one thing we can find out settle that location, right? Then in more budget, it would be more, right? Which is right?
It's on the same question. Why would that not be able to be implemented in a smaller operation, just as an in-house delivery system by car?
Because my experience, I see that. I guess in a smaller model that could be possible. But I guess the way we envision this is kind of on a larger scale. I don't think that in a smaller, like saying, in the belt, at least I found that doesn't really drive enough profit to incorporate the neighbor that you're going to need to deliver.
So, just on that same question, on the same line. So, this is advanced ordering system. I understand that. Okay, it is advanced, correct? So I'm going to place my order for Wednesday of this week and do that at a minimum 24 hours in advance. And I'm going to be at this location. There's going to be a commissary that's going to prepare this food, drop it off at that location, and then it's going to be delivered to my desk. Is that the way this is working?
For that.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the kind where you're just ordering for Wednesday that you would have that in order. It's like a subscription. So it's not like catering where you just, I'm going to have one Wednesday, and then that's kind of the benefit for us. We're getting all the money up front for guaranteed deal. So once you lock it in, you got your sale for a week or 2 weeks or a month, whatever it is. But so you wouldn't just be able to order one day.
So this is very similar to, like you said, a Blue Apron subscription service or a HelloFresh subscription service. So my question would be is, how do you envision this as an app or as a web study or as both?
I think it needs to be both because certain places, like
So my question would be is, how do you envision this as an app or as a web study or as both?
I think it needs to be both because it would depend on certain places.
So my question would be is, how do you envision this as an app or as a web study or as both?
I think it needs to be both because it would depend on certain places.
So my question would be is, how do you envision this as an app or as a web study or as both?
Just want to make sure it was on there.
Again, just, tapping into the cater track online ordering system and placing a sandwich order. How is that going to be different?
Different venue, I believe, we were offered different things, that's things done really well. B, it's like the model that you're placing that order on advance, that's convenient. So it's kind of like a package deal where at cater track, you can 24 to 48 hours or for a one-off deal. If you don't, this is geared more towards an individual rather than like say I'm going to buy lunch for the office for Wednesday next week. And it's a one-off thing, like you're making a commitment by doing this, that you're buying lunch for a whole week. So the service in of itself is in addition to many of those not differentiated from normal dining. So
Is it delivered, are the meals delivered daily, or do you, or like Monday get your meals for the entire week?
no, you want to be fresh.
Yeah.
So what?
So is this going to be, have you guys thought about like the type of meals that you're going to offer? Is it going to be like a nutritionally based meal structure where like I'm on protein diet X and I'm going to need to only eat these items? Is that going to be something that's built in, or is it more of a, like this is the new trendy food? This is like a Kool-Aid brand or HelloFresh. Like, which direction are you going in? Is it both? Is it neither?
That would probably be in further development, Jerry.
So further enrich.
Yes.
Okay.
How much demand there is for this specialized, like on that, like if there's enough of demand at an account specialized menu for dietary needs, that's great, but that might not work for everywhere. So putting that's out up front, that would say an allergen-free version of it, or food that's only like you might not be able to do that in this industry. It doesn't work.
And I mean, that's definitely going to be in our research and whether it's very good whatever.
So how do you envision it getting delivered to this desk specifically?
That's one piece I think that definitely needs further development. Like, for example, I don't think at our NSA that would be the right fit for this service. It would probably be the best way to pilot it would be in a low security government when you were for the signing place initially. There are certain places that it's not going to work. So to get one king that, I think would have to be the place with more security. And then you can extend from there once you have it down and it process down to possibly in a higher security position.
And then what's the benefit? Obviously, it's the brand new service. It wouldn't be an improvement to a service. It might be an added value to what we're currently offering for our clients. But as a new service, what is it about this service that's going to hook our customers to it? What's the benefit to that about? Like,
I think the main thing is just with the time into that application, the app-based and subscription service impacts that everything's going that way. And I was researching, you don't really see it yet, at least the bot. You're commented for an hour mark or anything yet. So I think definitely getting that for our service, that's the way you can get things like this delivered to your home. You can have streaming movies with Netflix, Rhapsody. Any sport has a streaming subscription service. Dog Shave Club, there's makeup anything you think of. There's even, I think, one for shoes. You get different shoes there. So it just seems to me a future for business.
Do you guys have any questions? I'm sorry, I'm like dominated.
Not so much in our segment, but in the other manufacturing services, where you see delivery people coming in and out of those all the time.
What's the, can you talk a little bit about the service that you talked about, Constance offering versus what this?
It was more getting a feel of what you want and you kind of you get it at whatever. You go through and kind of have, you go through the website, you say, I want this, so they tailor something, okay, this, then they'll send you an email, this is tailored for, with your dietary restrictions or what you want, and we have it here. So we're working with you, to still come and get it. Ours is more for convenience, especially these outer units, these multi-unit facilities. So we get people telling us, well, it took me so long to drive, not to drive so far over here, I wanted something that wasn't into the sheet of where I work. I had to stand in line here to get it, and I got back late, or I only had time to grab a quick fix. So this is something to get them something else brought to them, so it's for people who just don't have time to go.
How much are you all envisioning the cost will be?
The subscription, it would also depend on the demographic research, I think, with how you tailor the menu. Like, if you were going to offer this at the CIA, it would be a higher price than if you were going to offer this at our account, it would be a lower tier thing, just based on what they're willing to pay in certain demographic areas. People are going to be willing to pay $12.99 for lunch. At our account, we don't have a chance. So it kind of has to be in line with an average, so $5.39 with this laundry, $1.39 with stock. It would have to be in that price. We would have different tiers of menu.
Right, I think corporate B&I, rather be headquarters somewhere as opposed to a call center, we have to differentiate all.
Barry and Charles, do you guys have any questions about LunchPro?
Yeah, so a couple questions. How is this different from Cater Tracks?
It's different from Cater Tracks in that this is like a subscription package. So we would have our offers set. You would be able to order one meal, like a one-off. Like, you would have to at least buy a week up front in advance. And you're prepaying in advance, so like using the app, your card is loaded into the account, kind of like other recurring subscriptions. And then you have the option, you can go under cancel, whatever the case may be. Whereas Cater Track, you can order one meal or you can order 10 meals, and you're customizing an event that's more towards an event that is focused on more individual service, getting lunch with stuff.
So I just wanted to clarify, Jason, is that Cater Track does have the capability of placing individual orders from individual stations, depending on how each location sets up their online ordering. They call it desktop deli. So you go on, you have a login name, you can place an order for like one sandwich, bag of chips, like beverage. But typically for those, it's set up where the expectation is that the customer will need to come down to the cafeteria still to pick up their order.
And this could be that same menu offer in the cafeteria. This could be a whole separate offer.
Barry, did you get that?
Yeah, I did. And then so on a spin off on that. So then the other part of the investment would be the application, the customized application by Sodexo, but then there would also be the investment in a truck or something, a refrigerated truck. Would there be any hot food or just strictly cold food on this?
There could be, we toyed around with the possibility of pre-prepared things that would just need to be heated by the individual. So where the meal is being delivered, it's already cooked, it's cold, chilled down, packaged, and comes with instructions how to reheat it properly. That might require some further development. I don't think you could actually be delivering hot food necessarily. Again, it's something for further development that could be done.
And then when you deliver to the end location, would that be like a retail site, or would that be like an individual private office where somebody just orders a group of meals? And if it's the latter, is it like in styrofoam containers, or would you have like some sort of pans that you would pick up later? Or is everything disposable?
I think it would be disposable. It's
containers. I don't necessarily think Starbucks, I think we want to kind of go the green route. And something that looks nicer too. But it wouldn't be like delivered to a retail place where you're picking it up. Like the goal would be for us to actually deliver to the consumer that ordered it at their home.
I mean, then you could do like a 30-day mini route, standard, that could be like the hot, you want to do some hot, hold it up like a home place, and then same thing to the cold. Yeah, I think that we have to start back.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on my innovation champion hat and not be a judge right now. So one thing that I do say is I think that this idea has strengths in the sense of greater predictability. So if you guys have a set menu for, 4 months in advance and people can go week by week choosing what they want, you're going to get in those orders, right, for those weeks, and you know exactly how many of each item you're going to prepare in advance. And not only that, but you get the money up front. So from an ordering standpoint, from a overall just managing labor, staff, all that good stuff, it's a lot easier to get this, to make sure that, it's not like a normal daily operation where you're depending upon your customers to come on site. So one, there's greater predictability. Two, I know that this still has to be sort of flushed out a little bit more, but it sounds like there's a possibility of creating different types of meal plans for different types of people. And because of the fact that, again, greater predictability, you know exactly, like even if you said that food free is not something right now, you might not be able to do it, but in the future, if there's, if you build it, they will come, right? So, if you build it, they will come, and you'll know, like the moment that they start ordering this stuff, you'll know that you've got a group of people starting to place those orders for those things. Is that kind of the direction that you guys are going with this?
To be able to just order a day, I would estimate that the demographic will be within description. Like you're not gonna order Monday night for a Monday delivery. Like
And we could do part of our subject, like food, so we get out of fresh now, that's kind of the thing. It's a day where we count it in.
And then not only that, but just like Blue Apron and HelloFresh, the customers, when they go online, they'll be able to visually see what they're supposed to be getting. So there's a little bit of that added incentive, like, oh my gosh, that dish looks really good.
That's why I pick on the back end, I was big crab.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome. Barry and Charles, do you guys have any questions? No? No? Steve here? No?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Morning. How long is it? See you tomorrow. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, see you later. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. We can all read now.
You're like, I know they're saying something good. They're just not getting it correct. Like, this is a good idea. David did a very good job with that, so I didn't need to jump in. But I am supposed to be jumping in and helping when needed. So if you guys are sorry about that. There's a really good idea here. They don't know how to tell you. They don't know how to tell you. Yeah. That was a great idea. Great. So that was Lunch Pro. We're going to queue up, hopefully the presentation's still here. We're going to queue up GPS, the geo tracker in all of the Sodexo facility maintenance vans. I'm going to check to see, oh no. Adrina and Alan, are you there?
Yes, we're here.
All right, awesome. And we're still waiting on Albert, so hopefully we're going to get this queued up. will be available.
And he just may not make it, so we may have to proceed without him.
Okay, that's quite all right.
On the other side of the cafeteria?
Yeah. Yeah, that's close by. Unless there's one up and down this hallway somewhere. I don't think there is.
I'll be back.
I'm in her office, so I can also share my screen if I have to.
You okay for starting
Yeah, cool. No, I came from Gaithersburg. I don't know why I just think I'm home. To go back, to go towards FedEx. It's gonna be a kind of I have to actually leave in like 20 minutes. More or less.
I'll just down the street.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll just jump back.
Is the other day for the
But, schools are out now.
yeah.
Some schools are out now. Things kind of start to change. Sliding up a little.
Yeah, I usually go, I have been going, that way after work to a job called the Woodrow Wilson. And so the traffic in down there is always rough, but I try to wait till a little bit later, but it's now starting to get too huge, so. Yeah. Do you live in that area too? No, I live by FedEx Field. What? Yeah. They're talking about it's commute. I have to leave here in like 4:15 next week. Yeah, I live in check out, but south. And going up 95 south, it's like I choose to pay the tolls that are $18 a day. But it's crazy. And what I was rich. Oh my gosh. And you're going to, where's NGA? NGA is in Springfield. I'm actually pretty close. Oh, okay. To the hunting here, and I go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I leave at 2. Yeah. Okay. So usually I pay, maybe $3 on the way home and nothing on the way coming to work. So I don't even need to use things stuff like. But days like today, where I get work for one of the meetings, it'll cost like $18. Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment week for the family, but I have to go towards the center soon and going up to Gaithersburg, door to door, like an hour. But leaving out of here, I can't, when we came in for the town hall the other week, that's right now. Oh my gosh. So that's like when I come to headquarters for a meeting, and then now it's not so bad that they've opened all the express lanes so I can get on it, like down by Tyson. But that stretch coming off 270 just to get to 495, like, we're only doing one more today, right? The other only do on the phone? I don't know. I think she said that we're doing one tomorrow on the phone, so I think it's just. Oh yeah, this one's come off. This number's here, this one. What do you do if they need you do that? I really don't know any. Yeah, I always try to, hold the center, so.
Yeah, Jack. Bring it to John.
And we have Albert Fowler has just joined us. Made it safe and sound. You want to give him a quick clap? On the phone, we have Barry Lee and Charles James. They're 2 judges from USMC. Also on the phone are the rest of your team members. And in the room right now, we have myself, Tom Morgan, Tiffany Cross, and Eleanor Allen as the rest of our judges. So whenever you guys are ready, I've got your presentation loaded and ready to go. And let me know if you have any questions. Yes. And what is that, Tina? Are you taking off? Yeah. Not yet, but the next one that got that side is the but that's, I'm kind of waiting. Okay.
Yeah. Just get non-count that day. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think we're good.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, after my most recent visit to watch your nation's capital and my drive around, so to speak, for a parking space, it reminded me of my years stationed at Quantico many moons ago. And for those that are not local, I'm a retired Marine, 30 years in the Marine Corps. So I do have experience of being here in the nation's capital. I never had the fortune of what I just went through. Okay, I want to introduce everybody to the installation of the GO tracker in all Sodexo facility maintenance vans. That's our project / idea. Next slide. Just some agenda items. I'm going to do the team introduction. We'll go over the GO tracker. We'll talk about the expectations. Then we'll summarize. Then we'll open up the floor for any questions. And my team is on the line. Okay. My name is Albert Fowler. I'm the Sodexo Facility Maintenance East team lead. I'm also the facility engineering manager. Adrena Purvis. Hi, Adrena.
Hi.
She's the facility office manager. And Alan Wolf. Alan.
Albert, nice for you to join us.
Got it. Alan is a appliance technician, and he also does as a IT specialist for the facilities down in Jacksonville, North Carolina / Camp Virginia. Okay, the Geo Tracker, the installation of the Geo Tracker device into the Sodexo maintenance van was an idea that was introduced by myself and Drina and Alan in February of this year. At that present time, and currently as we speak as well, there are no tracking devices in any of the Sodexo-owned vehicles, which means that there's no way to track amount of mileage driven a month, daily, or year at any of the locations. And what I mean by that is, myself, I manage the locations at Camp Lejeune / Jacksonville, as well as the facility portion of Quantico, which is about 35 miles south of here, and down in Parris Island, South Carolina, which is probably about 500 miles from here. Okay, the concept that I'd like to present to the board today, or jury, is that some of the efficiency of this project can improve the driver's route from point A to point B, and it also can cut down and promote the effectiveness of the use of time. So, obviously, time management is a key issue in the maintenance world, as we try to maximize as much of our time as we possibly can on maintenance-related items. So we cut down on the travel time from point A to point B. We'll also monitor the stop of unused downtime. So we'll also be able to track how much time that the driver / technician is from one work site to another work site, which is pretty common. They move from mess hall to mess hall to mess hall. And for those that are in the room or online that are not familiar, mess hall is the term that we use where the troops, that's where they eat at. You can look at it as a dining facility. We're also allowed to have some historical tracking purposes as well.
So we'll be able to see, hey, driver A drive this stop, driver B drive this stop. So also on the economy, it would reduce the amount of idling time as a vehicle is sitting from point A to point B. We'll be able to track that as well, and we'll cut down on fuel consumption, which will ultimately save money. It will also minimize or allow us to optimize the performance of the vehicle. A good example would be this device would tell us if the oil needs changing, the engine has a default, or the tires are not properly aligned, or they need balance, or in fact, they don't have enough air pressure. The business impact, obviously, it's very low. And one thing I want to make sure that everybody understands, be it on the call or on in the room, is that this device is going to demonstrate to the client that we at the Nexo facility maintenance, we are moving forward as technology moves forward. So we're on the cutting edge as the facility world in Sodexo is going forward. It is moving forward, spinning with technology, is looking for ways to innovate and to stay abreast with technology. The global impact on this will improve safety, the economy, will hopefully save us money. I think money obviously will save the company. When we did this for a month, the client that we worked for, obviously the U.S. government, the Marine Corps, we pitched the idea to them, and they were very, very pleased with the outcome. Very, very pleased with it, as well as myself and the rest of my team. In March of this year, myself and my team members down at Adrena and Allen, what we did was we reached out to a company and we got a 30-day trial of a GPS device. And what we did was we put that device. We currently down at Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, we have 4 vans. There's a total of 8 vans, but there are 2 up in Quantico and 2 in Paris Islands and 4 we're currently at the headquarters. So what we did was we took the 4 vans with 1 device, and 4 weeks being in a month, we rotated it to every van once a week. So we in turn put this device in the diagnostic portion of the vehicle, and it gave us some really good information. It gave us a lot of analytics. It gave us how much does each driver been idling, how fast they drive, where they're located, and how efficiency and how effective did they get from point A to point B. So it's a really, really good tool. Here's some of the points that I spoke of earlier. It allows us to track locations. It allows us to talk about the vehicle health. When I say vehicle health, it gives us the battery alert. One of the things they give us is battery alerts, the check engine light, and possibly even the repair call. It also monitors the driver's performance. Once a week, myself and Adrena, we got a vehicle driver's report. So, and he graded the drivers as well. He showed us on a scale of 0% to 100%. We got a grade of every driver as we move the device from one to another. The affordability, it would cost approximately $180 per year for each van. Just time, I'm gonna turn it over to Alan, who's on the call, and he's gonna walk you through some of, a live simulation of what the Geo Tracker can provide. Alan?
Albert, if you would, go in and click that little picture that says GPS for me.
Got it. He's gonna, I'm sure you can see it.
Oh, that's not good.
Give me 1 second and fix this.
We're thinking that, I'm thinking that, don't listen.
It's processing, it's just
So,
slow.
Don't forget. Albert. I just want to share my screen.
Is this, are we playing the right thing?
Actually, if you scroll down, there's actually a live feed right now.
Oh, there it is. Maybe
you need it, Alan, you need it, you anything on the 10?
it'll
Nope, just hit play and that should be,
That's not you.
no, wrong one. Wrong one. That's the test one. Nope. Go to SDX maintenance there, Albert. The icon. Okay, so this is actually one of the vendors we actually tested this Geo Tracker from. This actually gives you a expandable view of where our vehicles actually are located at. So if you look, you can see where you guys are at there in DC and where our vehicles are down here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So let us zoom in and we can actually give you a view a little bit better. So this is where actually our vehicles sit. If you look and you see all the little pinpoint locations where it shows businesses, what this will do, this will actually let you know when your van or vehicle has arrived at the facility. So you'll know when they are actually have reached their location for their assignment. Also, if you look off to the right here, where it shows the health of the engine, this was where Albert was going over, where it shows you the health of it, if the battery is about to go dead, if you have any check engine lights that are popping on, giving you any codes, you can actually troubleshoot them before they become a further headache.
Alan, so we can see the screen, but I'm not sure if you're saying anything to us. Right now it's kind of coming through in a garbled manner.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Now we can hear you now.
Okay, there we go. So this is actually where our vans sit at. Once you actually, if if you look at the little businesses that are marked, it'll actually let you know once the van has actually reached that destination. So you know when your actual worker has arrived to start their assignment. It'll actually give you individual trips of the actual vehicle. And like Albert was saying, all the health info it gives you, it'll give you the battery status and the volts, any engine problems reported. So you can actually fix those check engine lights before they become further nuisance. Also tell you how much gas is actually in there, so you can actually monitor gas spending receipts. Another thing too, it gives you a driver scorecard. So if I click on here on the dashboard, this will actually give us a more analytic view of how the driver is performing. So for instance, it will give you a whole score. It'll give you the status of all the driving, the efficiency, and biggest thing is the safety. Making sure our drivers are safe, they're out on the road, making sure they're not speeding, slamming on their brakes, etc. There. And for the most part, that is the view of the actual dashboard of being able to track your vehicles. You can actually track this on any mobile device. Back to you, Albert.
I'm gonna get you out of it.
I got you right here. Here.
Okay.
Just to piggyback off of what Albert and Alan just said, everyone knows that facility business is the division for the frontier of Sodexo right now. Our company is currently investing huge amount of resources, and we're trying to capitalize on that market. The facility horizon is a wide open for the picking, and our competitors know this. Currently, Sodexo manages facilities operations spanning from coast to coast, let alone internationally. Facility service vehicles are a universal asset to support facility operations. So Sodexo has made a considerable amount of investment in these fleet vehicles. Although in some cases, there are currently no programs to effectively monitor the travel of any of these vehicles. Considering the locations of some of our vehicles are hours apart, leaving a considerable void in Sodexo's facility managers being able to monitor the travel of these vehicles. So our solution for this is the go